I'm in Max.
You are listening to Happy Jack's RPG Podcast.
I'm in Max.
Pursuing the RPG hobby with reckless abandon. Why, hello, and welcome to Season 26, Episode 7 of Happy Jack's RPG Podcast. My name is Stu.
Oh, hi, I'm Stork.
I'm Joey.
Joey, your mic is muted.
Why is my mic... I don't know how to follow directions, that's
Who are
why.
you again?
I'm Joey, apparently. Last I checked.
All right. What is that with the bings? Is that you or is that me?
That's me this time.
It is you. Okay, all right.
Put this in my
No
pocket.
worries. Hi. By the way, if any of you are wondering where the convention episode is, I forgot to record it, so I have to download it off of YouTube, and I'll put it up, and then I'll put this one up.
It's right there.
No, it's actually, I just realized it's actually not on there because I forgot to hit record. The thing I scream at everyone else about, I did. So, but that will be up, and then this will be up. Probably around the same time, within 15 or 20 minutes of each other. It's weird. In this episode of Happy Jack's RPG Podcast, Jonathan from Spanaway asks how to get players to play. Uncommon Man sends another GMing exercise, and Costa from Adelaide sends us a horror story. But first, if you'd like to email us, you can email us at happyjacksrpg@gmail.com. That's happyjacksrpg@gmail.com. We are on the social meteors. We're on the Facebooks and the Twitters and the Instagrams and the MeWe's, Happy Jack's RPG, all one word. And then we have forum. Do you know we have a forum? We have a forum.
Yeah.
happyjacksforum.com. happyjacksforum.com. If you'd like to watch the show live, go to happyjacks.org/live on Fridays at 7:10 p.m. Pacific time.
7-ish.
Ish. It's a solid-ish.
And there's this thing called Decima. I don't know if you've heard of it.
What's Decima?
Decima is it's like a tarot-based card game to like create worlds, and it's like a pre-game. It's your session 0 in a deck.
It's the R&D for your RPG.
Sure, it's that too. But it's in a Kickstarter, and it's still going. And I think they hit the gold, everything gets gold.
Yeah.
Yep. It's all gold. We like gold.
It's all sparkly.
I'm going to make sure I have the URL right.
Well, you just got a Decima that's DECUMA.
GoldenLassoGames.com/Kickstarter. And they're $35,000.
And still going.
And $35,098.
Yep.
With 1,104 backers. I backed it.
Mm-hmm.
And did she come up with more stretch goals? I told her not to.
And if you're curious about how it plays, I think we have a couple actual plays somewhere on our...
Yes,
including one from not this past Saturday, but the Saturday before.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, check it out and back it. There's still time.
Yeah, they maxed the stretch goals.
It's a good game. It actually works. It really, it's fun.
Fair warning, though, if you play it just to play it, you're going to create a really fun campaign and need to play that campaign.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I've played that game so many times and gotten campaign boo balls every single time. It's ugly. It's real. I'm really upset about it.
I mean, I used to just make Traveler characters because the character gen's so much fun, and it's a similar thing, except
Right.
doing it as a group.
Right, but
So-
pair Traveler character creation with PBTA background.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Blue balls.
It's fun.
Yeah. So GoldenLassoGames.com/Decima if you would like to back it, because she needs more backers. Mm-hmm. She's only $25,000 over her initial goal.
That's pretty amazing.
It is. It's
a
fantastic.
solid game. She really created a solid game. Deceptively simple and really good. So
Yep.
go out and buy it. Do it.
It will be fantastic.
For those of you just waiting for the end, do it now.
Yeah. How long is it? 10 more days.
Yep.
You only have 10 days. That's
10
not even
days.
2 weeks. Something else. Rainbow Railroad also.
Mm-hmm.
Happyjacks.org.
Can they still donate to that?
Yeah. /rainbow.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
I'm 99% sure.
Happyjacks.org/rainbow. Yes, that's where it is. And I think we're just over 6 $6,025. Our goal is 10,000. There's only 3 days left in the campaign.
10,000 is about what it takes to get somebody out of
Yes.
Eastern Europe or wherever and get them someplace relocated safe.
For people not familiar, Rainbow Railroad is a charity that gets LGBTQIA plus people out of areas where they are not safe for being who they are. And like Stork said, $10,000 is the goal to get one person out of that area, and it helps them find safe refuge while they're still trying to get out. It helps them get out. It helps them get set up when they finally get out. And almost, 95% or higher than that goes to the actual...
Yeah, they have a very good record for
Yeah.
the amount of money that gets donated. That's
very
actually,
low overhead.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's a totally worthy cause. Check it out. Give if you can. Give as much as you can. We'd like to see that goal happen in the next 3 days. I think we can do it. So yeah, I'm gonna keep drinking this Red Bull until that happens.
Wow.
So if you don't want to have a heart attack,
It's only $1,250 a day.
yeah, that's easy.
And those episodes are up, right? If you wanted to watch,
No.
we did a 24-hour marathon.
Not yet.
No, wait, not yet.
Yeah,
Sometime.
they will be.
Somewhere.
They will be. I'm a little backed up on posting stuff. That'll happen, though. I've been working on a revision of Moment of Truth.
And recording 2 bands.
And recording 2 bands
And-
and mixing 3
being,
bands.
Being a
mixing
dad
3
and
CDs.
running games, yeah. Don't know where the time goes.
Yes. How to get players to play from Jonathan in Spanaway. I didn't realize that would rhyme.
Yeah. Spanaway. Doesn't that sound like hello, this is Spanaway. Would you like to buy some encyclopedias?
See, I think of Spanaway as like a nautical term.
Yeah, okay.
As something that would be in a
Yeah.
sea shanty.
Yep.
Yeah, I buy that. Miles Spine is the last name. I'm stealing it for a character at some point. So
there you go.
thank you.
Spanaway?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
sounds hoity-toity enough for
Could
one of my
also,
characters.
could also totally be like a space station somewhere.
Absolutely.
Spanaway.
Or Spanner away. I'm going to throw my Spanner
Like a
away.
hydro span, yeah.
Good day, happy jackers. Excuse me. Found your podcast early last year. Well, welcome.
Yes.
Yeah.
And have enjoyed the hell out of it. Thank you for doing what you do. I got 2 things for you all. A little background. I've been a DM for 25 years. My players have been playing with me since 2nd edition D&D. We are young and naive back then, and they were into RPGs that were very, I'm the hero, nothing can stop me. This translated into D&D very well.
Still does.
Yes. While I enjoy RPGs that have that air of realism and true danger.
True danger.
That's not D&D. Not
Nope.
anymore. First level characters. I do not enjoy being a PC. Have a couple of times my characters usually end up being insane sooner or later due to my own control issues and the party's pace.
Good self-awareness.
Yeah, it's good to know.
I appreciate you.
Yep.
And the fact you're a sole GM is amazing. Like, you're the unicorn.
Now here are the 2 issues. 1. My PCs are given plenty of chances to roleplay and excel at their classes though many will actively choose not to do so other than select from their pre-generated options such as A, kill it, B, quest giver, C, buy from it. They're playing an MMO.
Yeah. Yeah. Does it have a yellow question mark? I ask
it
you for a
clickable?
quest.
Clickable?
Is
It's
it clickable?
clickable.
Right.
Can I buy from it, or does it give a quest? It doesn't.
I
We
can't.
kill it.
Can I kill it?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't kill it either. Shit. I don't believe it. There has been decent role playing in a Bloodborne style game I ran, though the campaign became a beast to manage and create challenging content for, and sadly it died out. I used their backstories to create tons of NPCs that have flavor for them to explore. I would like some advice on how to have them role-play more. We spoke about it in Session 0, and they all agreed they wanted more role-playing. Ellipses. Secondly, well, I'll read both of them. We'll go back and answer them. I loathe D&D power creep.
Yay!
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for being so self-aware.
Power creep is creepy. It has been our system probably, for
Yeah.
so many years through numerous drafts. I love games that put the danger into combat with some madness. I love sci-fi, horror, and all those things. I own many other systems, and when I suggest them, I get, well, you can just use D&D to fit any setting. Wrong!
No. I love D&D. D&D is my boy, but no, girl, no.
Nope. I know I can. That's not the point. It's the flavor. The flavor. It's the flavor. Lifesaver.
Don't ever do that again.
Why not?
No, please do. I need a clip of it. Help me, chat. I want a clip of that.
This flavor. The mechanics, the mechanics, the lifeblood of the game that D&D just does not have. Fragged is a great example. Sci-fi, yes. Great mechanics, yes. They want to play, nope. Just run the Mass Effect homebrew instead, is what they said. They are too xenophobic of new systems. I don't know if xenophobic is exactly the right word there. Hidebound. I would say hidebound.
I'd say system phobic.
System phobic. It could be system phobic. That could be someone who just doesn't like rules in general, though.
I guess that's true.
Yeah, xenophobic. I guess he's trying to, in case if it's an alien system, I'm afraid of it.
System, right.
Yes. Travel's going to pop out of their chest.
Could happen.
Exactly.
Oh no, not again.
Kill me. Kill me. Kill me.
World of Darkness.
Instead, too xenophobic the new system, and I would like to one day play Unity or Awaken or Zombie Apocalypse game. Sometimes I even think about going to my friendly local gaming store and running a one-off there, because maybe it's just an itch I have. Once in a blue moon, they will help me play test my RPGs I'm creating, though this is usually only the mechanics based for them. Sorry for the rants. It's been a long day. Thank you, and drink to new tomorrows. Sincerely, Jonathan from Spanaway. How to get players to role play? Well, you're ticking all the boxes.
Yeah.
I mean, mine their backstory for stuff. Expand on it because it's stuff that they're supposedly interested in.
My thought was, because I agree, he's doing everything a GM should do to get them to role play. I wonder if it's just the players are apprehensive about role playing, kind of like that person who's afraid to do improv, they're afraid to talk out. So my recommendation would be play a one-shot of something that's really role play heavy. Something like 10 Candles, something like For the Queen. Something that's just a one-shot to kind of break the ice, get everybody comfortable. That way they're more comfortable talking at the table.
Even
in character.
Fiasco.
Fiasco's a great one.
Fiasco would be a great one because it's really improv theater. It's improv games.
Or if they're really apprehensive about even a one-shot in a new system, something that my friends and I did recently, just absent-mindedly, we're starting a new Star Wars campaign in the Fantasy Flight game system.
Dead system.
I know. We're mourning. I'm not wearing my black armband because, taste. But,
really? It's dead? And
Oh,
I
yeah.
just figured out all the symbols for the dice.
rude. Don't start with me, Stuart. But what we did was we were role-playing, and we had bought a Sabacc deck from Galaxy's Edge, and we're just playing Sabacc in character. And it was great. Didn't have to roll any dice, and it really helped us find our character, find our relationships, and find out how we interact with each other. And maybe something like that. Maybe having the characters play poker, or find some kind of in-game game that you guys can play in character. That way you just get comfortable with each other and get comfortable with the character and how they talk and how they interact.
I go back to acting when it comes to this stuff because you are doing all of the things. And one of the base elements of acting, they tell you, is reacting. And any actor will tell you that when they are opposite a partner who is really good and is in the scene and is committed in the scene, all of that stuff, it brings them up too. Because now all they have to do is react to whatever that person's throwing at them, and vice versa. And the two, you get that feedback loop going, and magic happens. So in this case, it's almost like lead from the front or lead by example. Make sure your NPCs are in a different character and that you never break as much as you can. Stay in character with those, so they're forced to interact as a character with those NPCs, as opposed to saying, "Well, the blacksmith doesn't want to talk to you today," and move on. Have the blacksmith come out, wiping his hands, and say, "Yes, what is it I can get for you today?" And force them to interact.
That's a strange
as
voice
characters.
for a blacksmith.
I don't trust that blacksmith.
I don't either.
I think he's making golems in the back.
Are you talking?
Right?
Yeah.
Are you talking to me as your characters now?
I'm going to go find one with a Scottish accent. Thank you very
You know,
much. Oh,
and
funny.
that's the only thing I can think of, because you need to you've done everything else you did, but all you can do is just sort of not give them an out, so they have to get in. And eventually, hopefully, they get more comfortable doing it.
yeah, but you also want to like make them pressure them into role playing if they're not ready.
No.
And I feel like that could be seen as like, why are you looking at me and talking to me that way when I'm not ready to do that? It sounds like they are. They want to. Maybe they just don't know how. Maybe they just haven't really explored
That's true.
Well,
the ways that they feel comfortable doing
Dave
it.
Kazay games that way. He's very much like, he won't let you out. He puts you on and he gives you a moment, and he starts interacting to you
Dave
as one
Kazay
of the
basically runs
characters.
a LARP at the table.
But
Yes,
that's
No, I love it. I'm here for it. But it is a theatrical experience.
it is.
I think there is some value in the idea of, if not forcing the players to role play, setting an example as the GM and being that character. Because one of the things that I think, one of the barriers is that people get embarrassed and think it's stupid or whatever, and they don't want to do it, right? But if they see the GM making a total ass of himself and having a grand old time doing it, maybe over time you'll get that to happen.
That's exactly what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And when somebody like Dave throws this unbelievably creative character at you, first of all, you're a little blown away, and then you're like, okay, well, if he's going to do it, I'm going to play into this and see how far we can go.
He does really good characterizations.
He really does.
I'm not saying that everybody needs to be as good as Dave Kazay, but
Right.
I'm just saying that is it. He's leading by example.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, and I think that really the stuff that you're doing to try to incentivize them into having some sort of personal skin in the game, and also leading by example, that's really, I mean, you're kind of ticking all the boxes. Yeah. That's really all you can do. There is this fundamental thing that people play role-playing games for different reasons.
Yeah, that's very true.
And if they really, really, really like D&D, that means they probably really like resource management.
Well,
and they really like combat.
Yeah, I was going to say, it sounds like a lot of these guys play video games with their Mass Effect and Bloodborne, and I mean, there's a whole sort of kill it and win kind of mentality when when you're coming from a video game.
And I mean, I just looked at the population of your town, but you know, Tacoma's only 10 miles away. You can find a different group. I mean, because you may, and it may be one of those things. If it's you and three buddies who are playing, I don't know how many people are in the group.
It's sad.
But if it's you and three buddies, you know, maybe you do want to go take one of these games you really want to try and put something up at your local gaming store if it's in your town. If not Tacoma, I'm sure they got game stores in Tacoma.
Definitely.
And go and say, hey, I'm going to run this game if anyone's interested in playing it on, you know, Saturday at 4 or whatever, and people show up. And it's just like what we used to when I was building a gaming group back in, you know, during college and the years after college. We would go to conventions and run games, and like, okay, that guy's a great role player. Hey, what's your name? Where do you live? Do you want to join our game? And we do that all the time. And I met some amazing role players at going to game conventions, and I'm sure they've got game conventions up there. Go to them and start trying to find more people, because what'll happen is if it's you and 3 or 4 guys, and all of a sudden you bring someone in who also has that itch to role play, that's going to elevate the table a little bit.
Yeah, you've got that acting partner who's really good at it. Here's the other thing too: you don't have to keep playing the same game with the same people if they don't want to. Like you said, go off and do a one shot. How many different games do you run a week? 2? 2. So you could be running another game with another group of people to scratch it, because you're the GM. I mean, you know, for politics, I suppose you could invite the friends. It's like, I'm going to be starting a, what did you say, a fragged game. If you guys want to come join me, that's fine, but I'm going to go down and start at the local game store. If you guys want to come join me, that's great. Otherwise, every Wednesday, that's where I'm going to be, and then weekends we'll do this.
And maybe that FOMO will get them more interested in these other games.
Yeah, they might go, hey, you know.
You're playing without me?
Yeah, but we're, you know. I think that because you really, really like to GM, go do it, man. I mean, Stu's run a bunch of games without me, and I don't hate him. I don't like him, but I don't hate him.
No one likes me.
And you know, and it's fine, because it's amazing sometimes when you get a different people, how they react and play. It changes your game. It suddenly things that you thought were boring or whatever become all brand new again. I mean, you get, whenever you're running for a different group of people, I'm sure you get it's a completely different game. It's a completely different vibe. It's a completely different feeling.
Sure.
It's so much more fun as a GM. It reignites you again. It's like reading two different books. You know, you've got this book over here and you love it, and you've got this book over here and they're different, but both enjoyable.
And you learn more about yourself when you play with new people too.
Yeah.
That's why at cons I was trying to
Oh,
sign
yeah.
up for one game where I know no one at the table.
Yeah.
Just to see what happens.
I think that's important. I mean,
And sitting, if you're, especially because he primarily GMs, sitting down at a table where someone else is GMing, you're going to learn something.
oh, absolutely.
You may learn what not to do, but you may also find out, I really like the way this guy narrates
Yeah.
stuff, or I really like that, how this person's, does their characterizations, or how whatever it is, you will learn techniques by watching other GMs and playing in their, even if you're not playing in the game, just observing the game, you'll learn shit about how to GM, and it just makes you a better GM. And also, game conventions.
Yeah.
Take your whole group to a game convention.
Yeah, totally.
That's a fantastic idea.
Yep.
We're all going to go because you're not. I mean, if
Right.
there's one in town, you drive in every morning and go to the game con and say, "Hey, I signed us all up for this game. Let's go try it." Or or if they want to play D&D all day long, they go play D&D all day long.
And you go play others, and then you go meet at lunch and talk about it.
And then
Exactly.
and then recruit a new player, bring them into the game.
I do like the idea of going back to the role playing. I really do like the idea of playing a game of Fiasco, just so that
Yeah.
everybody has a chance to, because that's almost purely role playing. And Stu contends it's not a game, and I'm on the fence
I'm
about
not saying,
that
I'm not
myself.
saying it's not a game,
But it is definitely theater sports.
it's not a traditional role playing.
and it's
I will
definitely-
agree, but it is a role-playing game.
It
You're
is.
playing a role, even if
Yes.
there's no advancement, whatever. But
Right.
I will also die on that hill that Game and 10 Candles are role-playing games. And
Well, Ten Candles, I would call a traditional. Role
But it's really
It's got
worth
a
it. There's a
GM.
lot of different books out there, and it is an intense game. Every time I've played it, it takes you on this journey. And I remember Molly in your room years ago. She was so committed in the character. I think she was actually, there were tears. And then we played it with Bill once, and I mean, you're because it's called Fiasco, to make horrible decisions, and some of the people that you end up playing are terrible people, and you never in a role-playing game play terrible people.
I always wanted an experience with Fiasco. When I play Fiasco, always up being madcap, crazy. Who knows where did this come from? Why are we turning people into like smashed cubes for some reason? Like it was.
I ended up playing a preacher with Bill, and Bill was this small boy or young child that wasn't the smartest, and I ended up having to murder him in a cave. Oh, it was so
That's
intense.
what I want. I want to murder a child in a
It
cave.
was so intense. Oh. Anyway, I highly recommend it. It just is sort of a way to, let's cleanse the palate and try this and see what happens. It's neat.
Look at those story game one-shot games and see if you can get their interests. And just make it, like, even before you start normal campaign. They don't take very long, especially before the Queen. It's like an hour. Maybe an hour and a half. But it also might get them to think differently about the way they build characters, which should also help them roleplay.
Yeah.
They'll have a stronger connection
Right.
to the character at the beginning.
I build flawed characters all the time, much to the chagrin of many people at the table. They're like, why would you do that? It's like, because this is a lot more interesting. And it gives me a character. It gives me something to go for. This way I can ostensibly build my deck skill up. It gives me a goal, because my deck sucks, so I'm going to get better at it.
Right. There's also the possibility that they just want to play D&D and then they're not
Yeah.
going to change.
Yeah,
There's
that's okay.
a lot of people like that.
Yep.
I mean,
And there's nothing wrong with that, but it's true. And that's one other thing I wanted to mention is sometimes people are afraid to learn new things because it makes them, they don't know what's going on. They're not comfortable. They're not comfortable showing that they don't know. A lot of people don't like showing the weakness of not knowing something. And, they might be required to now put a new book. They're going to make mistakes. They don't want to make mistakes. D&D, they know backwards and forwards. It's just comfortable and easy for them, and they don't want to have to look like a fool if they don't know the rules.
and in some cases, I mean, I know people who play strictly like 3.5 Pathfinder, those kinds of
Yeah.
games. They fucking master that system
Yeah.
to the point where it's like
Yeah.
it's like sitting down with Gary Kasparov and saying, "Hey, let's play checkers instead of chess."
Yeah. Well, I said back
He'll
in the
still probably kick your ass, but
I remember
it's
back
like-
in the day, I had the player's handbook memorized. It's like I knew what page what was on, and I go, actually on page. It wasn't that thick in hindsight. Look back on it, it's like,
Right.
but because we played it so much, I just knew it so well, and there is a comfort that comes with that familiarity.
Sure.
And again, that comfort might why they want to stay with D&D
Yeah.
and help them role play, because it's
I'm
harder
sure it
to
is.
role play. We're constantly flipping through the book.
Yes.
So, like, how does
Yeah.
that work again? What is that rule? Like, I don't understand. It's easier if you know the system,
There's a lot of rules light games out there that you can learn.
which is why I like
very little
PBTA.
bit. Yeah.
Actually, it's kind of easy. I don't know. I find it easier if you don't know the rules because now you can just role play. It's like, I don't know what's going on. I'm going to roll the dice. You tell me if I hit it or not. You know. But now you can just.
Are
you're-
these the right dice?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now you're just free to f around as your character because you don't really know what you can and can't do, or supposed to do.
And I think we kind of answered both questions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think.
so.
All right. Thank you, and welcome, and thank you for
Yes,
listening.
thank you.
Yeah.
Hopefully, let us know how this works out.
Yeah, let us know for sure.
I love to hear follow-ups. We
Yeah,
so rarely
and-
get them.
And I can't. We just came back from a game convention. I can't reiterate game conventions.
They're really great.
Especially if you can drag the rest of your players out, or at least some of them out there. Go to open gaming, or if you have a games on demand, because that's starting to spread. Started, I think, at Gen Con is what the first people that had it. I'm not sure if they were the first ones, but now we have it at our StrategiCon games.
It's hugely popular.
And it's become its own almost its own department
yeah,
now.
it's really cool. And Stu's right. Stu almost exclusively GMs, but when he goes to cons, you played. Did you play at all this?
I didn't this time. I only ran one game because I had Zachary with me, so we went and played Artemis, which is the
So
bridge simulator.
good.
It's so much fun. He's a war criminal.
This is my shocked face.
Right. I was playing the comms officer,
Okay.
and I'm like, they just surrendered, and Zachary's like, I'm sorry, I didn't get that message.
The apple doesn't fall too far from the tree, does
No.
it?
But it was a lot. That was a lot of fun. So, and I've already booked my room for September.
Nice.
Wow.
So, I got a larger room in case because my daughter was in tears that she didn't get to go. So, now she can go too.
Some fun for the whole family.
Yeah. But seriously, I mean, it's a great place to meet people who love the same hobby that you love.
Yeah. I just love trying out. It gives me a safe place to try out new systems.
Exactly.
Because now it's like you can show up and go, I have never played this before. And so you can be a fool and decide, and dip your toe into that system that you've always heard about. And like, all right.
This last con, I played Fate for the first time.
Played
I'd
what?
never played Fate.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
What'd you think?
It was fine. It was good.
Yeah.
I see where a lot of current game developers are getting ideas from Fate as far as tapping story elements and creating things on the fly. And
Right.
I see that a lot of that coming from Fate, but it was good. I had a lot of fun.
I played Dogs in the Vineyard, which is a fantastic game. I had a lot of fun. But the biggest thing about that, if someone is willing to go to the trouble to run a game at a convention, they love that game, right? They really, really enjoy playing that game. So if you come up to them and say, "Hey, I've never played this game," they see you as a recruit.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
They're not saying, "Oh God."
Have you read
what
any
a
of our
newbie."
literature?
I've never. I've never encountered that. I mean, in the old days, sure.
I encountered it once or twice at our con, but you're right. Most of the time,
It's very few and far between
everybody
now.
really is, and they know the system backwards and forwards, and you are learning that system from a master.
And they want you to like it
Yeah.
too. They want you to like join their growing cadre of players that love this game.
Yeah.
So I mean, even the Adventurers League, the D&D Adventurers League, everyone who I've talked to who's gone and played over there, it's very D&D. It's very what you would expect from D&D. But as far as they said, but the people, super nice, super fantastic, very helpful. Very friendly, very welcoming.
And we'd heard all these horror stories about
Oh,
people
yeah.
just being complete, douches to other
Right.
people.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that happens.
Yeah, it happens everywhere.
Yeah, but I mean, at a convention, everyone is there because they love something about that hobby,
Right.
and they want to share it. And that's true. Even
That's true.
you go to open gaming or the miniatures gaming and stuff, and you ask them some questions. Unless someone's losing and they're grumpy,
Grumpy gamers?
especially miniatures gamers. But and they'll sit down and talk and like, oh, here, you want to play this section of the army? Here, I'll show you how to do
Yeah.
it. It's so much fun. All right, GMing exercise from Uncommon Man. Who would like to read this?
I'll read it.
Okay.
P.S. Prescriptum. You seem to like the last two, so let's see if Stork and Pooja are there this time too.
Pooja's not here.
One of the two. Exercise 3.
These are GMing exercises. This is like there's no wrong answers.
The setting and system is up to you. Go for what you usually run or something else. The premise. The untouchable enemy. A well-liked and politically powerful person is, in the eyes of the PCs, the BBEG, but they can't be fought directly. 1. Is the person objectively evil?
Okay, that's answer each question.
Okay, cool.
All right. So first of all,
But what's your sort of setting?
yeah, I have to
premise?
come up with an untouchable enemy. I guess I'll go with a sci-fi setting, just because I keep going. So why not? We'll go with a sci-fi setting. And my untouchable enemy. I think I'm going to make it a politically protected war criminal. All right?
Okay.
So somebody who has done questionable things, probably, but has been forgiven by the government, right?
Okay.
So that their crimes have been forgiven, and now, even though you know that they're
Okay.
okay.
Sure. I'll go normal high fantasy, just for argument's
Okay.
sake. Let's go with a ruler from a neighboring country, a trade partner for your wherever you're from, wherever you're working for. They're a trade partner of that organization or that kingdom, or
And that's kind of what makes them untouchable. Is the
they
fact that
need
there's
them. Like, it's
close
still
ties.
you need that person alive and as a resource.
I'll say the CEO of a mega corporation. I'll go modern.
Nice.
Okay.
Is the person objectively evil?
In my mind, yes, absolutely. I'm obsessed with the fact that they're doing evil things and nobody seems to care, or have done evil things and nobody seems to care, like terrible things.
No, I think they've done some questionable things, but nothing blatantly evil. They're not endorsing slavery. They're not endorsing mass murder. But it's maybe major capital punishment. Maybe there's a caste system.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
I never have objectively evil. Undead and monsters sometimes, but NPCs are almost never objectively evil.
Mm-hmm.
If you sit down with any of the villain NPCs and actually have a talk with them, you might walk away going, God, I understand why he's doing that. I kind of feel bad I have to kill them. Because that's my favorite thing to do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What's
Okay.
two?
Question 2. Why hasn't the legal system or someone else put a stop to them?
In my world, it's very much that he's like sort of turned state's evidence, or has. I'm thinking sort of like the Nazi war criminals, like Nuremberg. It's like some of them were like, well, you're a rocket scientist, so we're just going to forgive everything you did and come on over here and build our rockets, kind of thing. So he's working for the government under, let's say,
Like a Werner von Braun.
yeah, kind of thing. Maybe he's not a scientist, but he's working for the government in some capacity, and so all his past crimes have been forgave.
Mm-hmm.
I think I touched on it when I first set up the premise, but they're a major trade partner. They have a valuable resource that I think most of the kingdom you're from, the surrounding kingdoms, need. So they tolerate him, and as long as he's not legitimately doing horrible, chaotic, evil things, okay, fine. So he basically has them over a barrel because of the resources he's able to provide.
Got it. Okay.
So almost diplomatic immunity because of what he can offer.
Right. Money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He can afford the best lawyers.
Yeah.
He can buy off judges.
Yeah.
Whatever he needs to do.
3. How is the legal political system stopping the PCs from acting?
In many ways, it's the same thing. He's just got connections and money and power. Think of something like V for Vendetta, where the guy in charge was absolutely corrupt and doing terrible things, but you can't touch him because he's in charge and everybody follows him. I'm thinking more in this case, it's just he's connected by the government and they're protecting him in every stop and every turn, and evidence gets lost and people get paid off, and the lawsuits just don't seem to go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a lot of diplomacy. I think there's a lot of tit for tat happening. And the main concern of your kingdom that you're from is that if someone were to take them out, it would create a power vacuum. And better the devil we know than the devil we don't.
Or maybe it's a hereditary monarchy, and maybe the heir is
worse.
4 years old.
Yeah, also yes.
Well, clearly the police department is going to be at his beck and call. Like if whatever city their corporate office is in, one phone call, SWAT team's there. So as far as like the legal system, and plus, I mean, his lawyers are going to tie you up, and sue you. Mm-hmm. They'll say, "Oh, you were on our property illegally. We're going to sue you for trespassing." Or "Oh, you said a terrible thing about us that's not technically maybe true. So we're just going to you're going to spend the next 6 months in court, and we're going to file papers, and we're going to file extensions, and we're just going to harass and harass.
Yeah,
and you're going to have to pay a lawyer, and it's going to get expensive.
You might get picked up for some sort of crime and spend the weekend in jail. Oh, I'm sorry, it wasn't you. Oh, it's somebody fitting your description. Yeah, just to harass you.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Not to mention character assassination.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. 4. Do you help the players find a weakness to exploit to take this person down?
If the players are into doing some research, then absolutely. But again, I'm like Stu. I'm just going to set it up and then react to however they do it. But if they just decide to commandeer a ship and go to this planet and blast him out, it's going to be consequences. If they try to do some research and find out where he lives, what his habits are, who his connections are, if there's a loophole, yeah, I'll work with them absolutely. And then just like Stu, I'm going to listen and see what they say. And I'm like, oh yeah, maybe he does have a child that they could leverage or something. That's horrible, but if they do the research. If they're just going to blast their way in, then I'm just going to use what I set up, which is he lives in a armored community, and the government's protecting them, and they're going to come at you with everything they have.
Right.
Basically, I agree. If they want to go that route, they want to do the footwork and figure out a way to maybe get the resources out from this kingdom so that they don't have to deal with them anymore, or if they can do some kind of puppet government, if they figure all that stuff out, if they want to bard their way through it, I'm not going to stop them. But they have to do the work, and I will support them with any information I can give them.
Right.
But there are repercussions whether they succeed or fail.
Yeah. I'm not. Yeah. Just. I guess the thing is, do you help the players find weakness or exploit? I'm not going to give it to them, and I think you agree. You're not going to. Here's how you win.
You're going to yes and it.
But yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, it's like they're going to talk about maybe he's got a vice.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe he does.
Maybe he does.
Yeah, I think he does have a vice, and if you decide to go looking for a vice, you're probably going to find one.
Yeah. Right.
Absolutely.
Okay. 5. After a game session, one of the players comes to you and says their PC wants to double-cross the other PCs. How do you handle this?
Yeah, that's a little tricky. First of all, I would set up a Slack channel so that person could email me and talk to me about it, and we could do it afterwards. I would also just want to be very clear that there's probably going to be consequences to them doing this, that the rest of the party might legitimately hate you as a person after this game happens this way. I would also read the temperature of the group, and I might explain to them, like, maybe we just do this above board. Like, this is actually happening, and everybody can... If you have a bunch of really good role players, they're just going to go with it, and everything will be fine. If you're going to try to really want to surprise them and backstab them, that's another thing. It's going to be a game-by-game, group-by-group basis on how I would handle that, because it could really backfire, and it could hurt people's feelings legitimately.
Yeah.
So I would have to gauge the temperature of that group and figure out how to handle it.
Yeah. My first question would be, what do you plan to get out of this? Just on, in character, out of character, at the table, off the table. Are you trying to retire your character? Are you tired of this character? You think this is an interesting way to get them away, to get a new character in? Because when that happens in a group, it's really hard to reestablish that kind of trust with another character who just backstabbed you all. So for me, it would almost seem, what a grand exit. If you want to do that, cool, but they're probably going to die or have to run away, and then they're mine now. If you are hoping to do that and still have some kind of relationship with the party, I would maybe check with at least one other person in the party and be like, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. Can I do this through you? Can we have this connection? Can we have this scene so that maybe, you can back me up a little bit, or maybe you're my conscience and trying to get the party to welcome me back, if they're up to that. It's really, like Stork said, it's really, really touch and go. I don't know. I mean, if they want to do it, there are consequences, and I would want to talk that through with the person one-on-one before we even brought it up to the table.
Well, and you don't want the consequences to be real world.
Exactly. That's what I mean. Consequences all over.
For me, it would depend on the game I'm running. I mean, if I'm running a vampire game, and you're not expecting one of the other player characters is gonna backstab you at some point, you probably never played vampire.
I don't know what you're talking about, Stu.
But I mean, and also I think that is the sort of thing, and I think probably I don't do this, but it probably should. Probably every game you should have a conversation about that sort of PC to PC betrayal, whether it's on the table or off the table. If people are working towards cross purposes, how far is the table comfortable in letting that go? Is it going to go all the way down to combat?
Yeah.
Or is it going to be, trying to embarrass each other in court or something like that? Mm-hmm. I mean, there's ways. If you have a conversation ahead of time, and everyone's like, yeah, that's okay, sure, whatever, yeah, but no holds barred, then there you go. but that, I think that probably is one of those things that you should always have on the table when you're having your session zero is PC versus PC conflict. Well, conflict itself, is fine. But PvP. If it actually comes down to something like that, are people cool with that? Are they not cool with that? Get the comfort level of the players ahead of time. Now, obviously, if you're already running a game and all of a sudden this gets sprung on you, which is kind of what's happening here, that's a little bit different. And I think you really have to kind of read the table.
It depends on the level of the betrayal. I mean, I played a Star Wars game where Trig basically betrayed the party, but mostly he just ran away. But it kind of left the party in a bad place. I know that...
Oh, he betrayed the party.
I know that Bill, in a Traveler game, fully betrayed the party. And what I would really want to be careful about is that the player and the GM aren't seeing as being cahoots against the rest of the players. Because when that finally gets revealed and they're like, oh my God, have you guys been plotting this against us this whole time? People are going to get hurt. I mean, we were in a game once where somebody was definitely not working in the party's best interest. He was only working for himself, and he ended up screwing up a lot of the game.
Yes.
Because he was keeping clues from the rest of the party. He was, he was obviously he was playing a whole other game behind the rest of the players' backs. And even though we knew it was going on, after a while, it got to really sort of piss people off. It just wasn't funny.
Right.
And you got to be careful about that because basically what's going to happen is if this person's plotting, he's going to be playing a whole other game. It's like people are going to leave the room for 40 minutes while the GM and he discuss what's going on. So it's this real slippery slope. You have to be very careful. And again, it depends on the group. If everybody's grown up and they want to sit in the room and listen to you guys talk about how they're going to betray the party and they're cool with that, that's cool. But
my other concern would be how much lead up has there been to this betrayal? If it's something like I'm playing the rogue and I haven't kind of, the lone wolf, I have many opinions about that trope. And I'm kind of the anti-hero and I'm kind of doing my own thing and you betray the party, okay. I could see that happening, and again, we'd have to have those conversations, but it wouldn't be a huge thing. If you're the healing cleric of light and you decide you're going to betray the party for X, Y, or Z reason, and it comes out of fucking nowhere, that's an issue. That's just bad storytelling.
And that's also probably a player who wants to play something else.
Exactly.
It does run the risk of ruining the game for the rest of the players. Mm-hmm. Is that you've gone through and, you've basically either set them up or... Again, the GM has to be cool about it because it has to be a way that the players that are being betrayed don't end up, their game isn't completely ruined. They don't end up all in jail or dead or something. You know what I mean? Because then it's like... This player has won D&D, and that sucks.
But on the bright side, at least he's asking you about it before he does it, and not springing it on you at the table right there. Because that's not fun for anybody.
No.
As a side note, what you were saying, I don't know, because of the way my brain works, I want to make a escape artist bard called No Holds Barred.
It's so bad,
It's so awesome, though.
It's so bad.
It's a No Holds Barred. It's going to be an escape artist. He works in a circus.
Oh.
I'm doing it. Horror story.
That wasn't the horror story?
From Costa and Adelaide. Hey, Jackers. Costa here from Adelaide. I'll tell you a horror story with a few red flags and lesson to be learned. Fair safety disclaimer that this tale has suicidal thoughts in the role play. How long? Oh my goodness.
There is a reason I volunteered to read
I will make a mention just before their scene occurs in case any listeners wish to not listen to that part of the email. Sorry in advance for the massive length. So, for the setup to the story, I am running a Call of Cthulhu D&D 3.5 mashup game for some of my regular players. The idea of the campaign was to bring sanity mechanics to D&D and have a harsher setting for the players to muck about in, where the magic was rare, healing was near non-existent, and the threat of going insane was more scary than PC death. Standard Call of Cthulhu, honestly. I ask all the players to roll 3d6 down the line.
Hardcore rules.
Yep. Many of the players were scared they will get low rolls and will not be effective at all the things. The whole exercise I wanted to show them was that you don't need 18s and everything to enjoy the game. They all caught on pretty quick to the idea, and later told me that this campaign they would never forget for its gritty, epic moments of high-stakes tension. We roll 3 lines, and they chose which ones sounded the most interesting to play. Most of the players had 1 or 2 good stats, with 3 being below average, some in the very low category. And then there was this guy. Let's call him Peter.
Peter.
Horrible Peter.
Horrible Peter, that's the one.
Mm-hmm.
Peter rolls for stats and gets nothing lower than a 13 with 2 18s. Naturally, he puts the 18s into strength and constitution. And when I ask him to bring down some of those numbers so that he doesn't feel out of place with the other players in the campaign team, he objected. But I never roll this roll. I'm going to keep them.
I don't know if I blame him for that.
Yeah,
Me
I don't
either.
blame him for that.
I
I
would
mean,
definitely do the same thing.
what I love is that he put them in strength and constitution when it's clearly a Cthulhu game. Like, good fucking luck.
Right? Yeah. Red flag number 1. He only rolled 1 stat line and said that he would stick with it, while all the others had HP between 3 and 7 at best. Here he was at 14 at level 1, which further increased to 28 and beyond after every level 1 due to some lucky rolls, while no one else cracked double digits till level 3. I thought to just keep the game moving forward and make sure everyone was enjoying themselves and the story, and it was all crafted together. I asked the players to find some character art inspiration for the concept that they have after session 1. Peter says that his character is one of the characters from JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, anime fight man show about a wackiness, having a magical entity that fights battle for you. That is the simplest way I can put it. I know the neckbeards are going to be screaming at me, but it's enough for you to get the point of the story. Google it if you want some ideas of the style. Red flag number 2. He didn't say his character was like the character from JoJo. He said his character was the character from JoJo.
That's a little weird.
I'll skip some of the fluff.
I'm playing Dracula.
Yeah, exactly. I'll skip some of the fluff, and the party finds themselves on the run and harboring away on a boat from one township to the next. Between sessions, I'm talking to the PCs about these cool NPC ideas I have for them to interact with and learn cool abilities off of. Party loves the idea and these mentor characters, all except Peter. Peter starts going on that I'm only introducing the NPCs to kill his PC, and I'm totally just trying to kill him off. I tell him that this is not the case very clearly, and he does not listen. Red flag number 3. If the GM tells you he isn't trying to kill your PC, they're probably not trying to kill your PC until you piss them off enough, and then they will.
That he suffers from post-traumatic bad GM disorder.
Yeah. Or just a good healthy case of paranoia.
Right, yeah.
Just because you're not out to get you doesn't mean they're
Not out to get you.
Yeah. Next session starts. Peter's JoJo character has a fist fight with the ship's half-giant man, Franz. Captain of the ship calls for a spar between the two, and the party's excited to see who will win. As I mentioned before, in this game, where the game world where magic is super rare and healing is not something that happens beyond natural sources. If you lose an eye, you better find an eye patch. Trigger warning disclosure for the next part. Peter is fighting, as he does, ambidextrous style, as that is what the JoJo character does. Franz takes a huge swing and crits.
Ooh.
I refer to my crit table and describe the following. The force of Franz's blow contacts your wrist. You hear something crack. Your wrist is broken. The whole party is amazed and excited by this. They see the arc of this character flash before their eyes. Needing to learn to fight one-handed or feign his fighting prowess under the guise of one working hand. The possibilities were amazing. I ask Peter what he wants to do. He responds with, I walk off the side of the ship and commit suicide. Everyone, including myself, is stunned and shocked by this. Of all the answers he could have given, this was not what we were expecting.
At least grab a cannonball first.
Right? Like, at least make it dramatic.
I ask him why. He says that his character wouldn't want to live if he couldn't fight two-handed.
Oh my god.
Red flag number 3, or number 4. Peter was so committed to his character being one way that he refused to have the game change that idea in his head at all. I end up having to retcon that one of the PCs has this one-time fixability he can use on Peter's PC's wrist to fix it, but it knocks out this PC for 2 days, which is the dramatically appropriate amount of time to be knocked out, and a bed rest, and nearly damages him in the same way. The session eventually deflates, and we all go about our ways, trying not to discuss it further, but all of us individually check in on Peter to see if he is okay. Campaign continues until eventually Peter feels his character is too strong against the other PCs and doesn't get the campaign scene. It's right there.
You know what? Someone should have fucking warned him.
Yeah.
That's your fault.
Lesson to be learned from this. Negatives should be used to evolve the role-playing. If you have a flaw, playing it out can lead to some amazing role-playing moments. Wanting to be perfect all the time and looking down super hard on a character concept that has no flexibility to grow is doing a disservice to the medium of role-playing games.
Hey, I got an idea. How about he, fight one-armed? Maybe he should break a limb or something. Then he won't be as powerful.
But hey, that's just my opinion. Would love to hear your thoughts on the matter. Costa from Adelaide. P.S. Sorry about restarting the Flame War on D&D classes versus non-class systems a while back at the start of the session. After reading that email, I kind of had an anxiety breakdown because my email was not well written and sort of messed up the point I was going for. To hear all the anger it produced and only be able to listen and not elaborate my points was hard. Nearly made me stop listening to the show that I've been following for years now that an entire backlog is up to date, and I'm back to wanting to both listen and write in some more to another show now. PPS, drink. Footnote for Stu. Really sorry if this email is too long.
No, it's right on the edge, but that's not too long.
No.
Except for the wanting him to drop his stats.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're playing hardcore, roll your stats, and that's what you get.
Yeah.
That's what you get, yeah.
And a lot of times you'll get knocked out by one of those other stats.
But
First D&D game I ever played, we had a druid who had a 18 dexterity, and wham! Got smacked by an ogre,
Yeah.
and one-shotted dead.
Yeah. And that's the thing, you can get overconfident and get cocky. It's like, I'll handle this, you guys wait here. And then yeah. Oh, I guess, yeah, D&D really does need a group to help, especially if there's no heals.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And a D20 is real swingy.
Oh.
The only problem is it sounds like Peter would not accept the fact that he killed his own character by accident because he was too cocky. It sounds like he would blame the other players. You guys didn't help. It's like, we can't hit it. We don't have the stats. You decided to go and attack the big guy. We were trying to talk our way out because we can't hit it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's it sounds like this guy was kind of a douchebag to start with, and it seems like you tried to give all the breaks. You were even nice to him towards the end because you guys were checking on him to make sure if he was okay. And at my point, it seems like he was just being a whiny bitch, and I would have been mad at him. I'm like, I don't want to play this character anymore. You guys have ruined it for me. It's ostensibly what he's saying. I'm going to commit suicide and be passive-aggressive. I'm going to hold my breath until you fix my character.
In that case, I've been like, okay, great, we fixed your wrist, but guess what? It's not as good as it was.
Right.
Now your strength's a 16.
That's what it smacks
There you
up
go.
to me, is that he basically did a whole, I'm gonna leave and take my toys with me kind of moment with his character. He threw a hissy fit.
Yeah.
And I kind of almost would have said, really? You want to commit suicide? You can definitely try to commit suicide. Now, you got a lot of stats and a long constitution. You didn't grab a cannonball, so you're going to be floating out there for a while.
Don't have him watch up on shore.
You have an 18 constitution, bro.
Barely alive.
Right,
But alive.
but alive. You're going to have me roll every day to see if you
have to
die of
keep playing your
exposure.
character.
Right?
You see the ship getting further and further in the distance. It disappears over the horizon.
All right.
Again.
Every day you get to roll to see
A
if you
kindly
died.
dolphin picks you up and takes you to shore.
Exactly.
Rescued by a mermaid.
I know, because that'd be the consequences of having this character that was so uber. Hey, you actually survived this harrowing ordeal. Sorry. You have to dog paddle ashore with one hand.
Oh, but God, the book end of him realizing my character's too strong. I can't. That's so good. You can't make that shit up. That's so good.
I kind of have little patience for people like that anyway. When they just start throwing hissy fits and want to be the center of attention, I'm done. But,
Although, except for that first thing.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
for
especially
sure.
like if Stork rolled a really good character, and I said, no, I got to drop your stats. And also,
I see.
If you want to play Call of Cthulhu, why don't you play Call of Cthulhu?
Right? Yeah.
Because it's hard to make Call of Cthulhu character
He
discriminate.
might
I
have,
think.
yeah. Well, and he might have the same problem as other players did, which is like, I don't want to learn a system. It's scary.
Like,
Can't we just play D&D?
That could be. That could be. That could be. All right. I think that's it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you, Costa from Adelaide. Where's the thing?
I don't know. If you're asking us, it's over there. It's on there. Don't push that red button.
That's it.
We're listeners.
Thank you for joining us for season 26, episode 7 of Happy Jack Celebrity Podcast. My name is Stu.
I'm Stork.
I'm Joey.
And we'll see you next Friday at 7:09 Pacific time-ish.
Yeah.
And thank you very much. We'll lose on.
And there's games this weekend, so check us out.
Yep.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.
Bobby, from Michigan to Australia and maybe East Timor. Be it red, sword exalted, GURPS or Dungeons and Dragons, hero, pathfinder, fate or savage lands, evil plots will be usurping, though we could do with less burping. Happy Jack's podcast will be douchebag song.
Bacchus must now his crown resign. I am the only god of wine, the only god of wine. 'Tis not fit that red should be. 'Tis not fit that competition said. In competition said. Who can drink more? Who can drink more? Drink 10 times more than he. Can drink 10 times more than he. Who can drink 10 times more? Drink 10 times, drink more than he. Make a new world. Make a powers divine. Make a else but one. Powers divine. A world. Make a new world. Start with else but wine. Make a new world. Ye powers divine. With nothing else but wine. Nothing with nothing else but wine. Let wine be earth and air. 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 Let wine and let that wine be all for me. And let that wine be all for me.
The preceding program has been a presentation of the Angry Folk Media Empire.